Today I fucked up by hating the person in front of me at the drive-thru. This morning, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, mainly due to lack of sleep. I decided to go to Starbucks for some caffeine to help offset the long day ahead of me, as you do. At a traffic light really close to the drive-thru, I was right behind a large SUV sitting in the rightmost lane. I wanted to turn right, and they did not. I couldn't turn, but no biggie. After a long wait, light turns green, and they decide to turn right spontaneously. I was annoyed, but whatever. No signs say you can't turn right on red. They turn into the Starbucks drive-thru, blocking me from going and making it so that I'd have to partially block the small road leading into the strip mall or circle around. I had to be somewhere soon, so I took my chances. They didn't pull in all the way, so I stuck out in the small street, annoyed. Luckily no one came behind me. I guess I was in an extra bitchy mood today, but I just started hating this lady, and her stupid massive SUV and the little chihuahua hanging out her car window and the stupid TVs playing cartoons in the car, and the 6 frappuccinos they had to hand her. I thought, I bet she's one of those super shallow people who lives for the rat race. I pulled up to the window to get my drink, wanting this clearly shallow-ass lady to leave already. Once I pulled up, they smiled, handed me my drink and said, "The person in front of you paid for your order already." I had never felt so forcefully slapped by the universe before. I could practically hear the words "shut the fuck up" ringing in my dumb little brain. Immediately my day got 100 times better and easier. Faith in humanity restored, and I hope whoever I was so horrifically judging had a wonderful rest of their day. Too long didn't read. I spent 10 minutes hating and judging the person in front of me, only to find out that they paid for my drink. Made my day, and also changed my life lol. Edit, I posted on this sub-PC I felt like a total asshole and like I fucked up being a decent person. I also fucked the pay it forward up, so you know. Edit number 2, apparently people have posted very similar stories, to the point where people think I'd just copy it. It's not that good of a story lol, those are coincidental and this did actually happen to me this morning, but if you think I'm boring and unoriginal don't upvote, just know you're not actually a detective calling me out on my bullshit. Edit number 3, sorry for so many edits. Consequences to the fuck up who are feeling like a complete ass. There is something about driving that brings out the worst in us. I think it's the fact that we are so isolated in our cars and in most cases never see or communicate with the other drivers. 99% of people won't cut in line at a bank, but it seems like 50% will gladly fly by a line of cars, put on their blinkers, and then start honking until somebody lets them in. Exact same principle, and the only difference in my mind is the isolation we have in our car. I had almost this same exact thing happen to me, except I wasn't in a car. I was staying in a shitty motel in Seattle and there was this random drive-up coffee shop right across from my motel. It was early in the morning, cold outside, and I just really wanted a cup of coffee. I was standing behind this car in the drive-thru taking forever to get her drink and then proceeding to chat with the gal in the shop for a good 5 minutes after getting her drink. I despised her for forcing me to stand out in the cold longer than was necessary. Finally got up there, got my drink, went to pay and found out the woman in front of me had paid for it. It made those extra 5 minutes of waiting a little easier to deal with. Why were you standing in a drive-thru? Something very similar happened to me at work the other day. I'm a hairstylist and this woman called in with just the bitchiest tone. Said she usually sees ex-stylist but that stylist was out for the day, so she said she'll come in anyway. No problem. When people call in and aren't seeing anyone in particular, we put their name down in the computer under next available stylist, but this lady was rude in her tone asking who she'd be seeing. I tried to explain who was working at the time, and she cut me off. When she got in, of course I ended up cutting her hair. I was so ready for it to be a shitty experience, but she was so nice. Complete opposite demographic to me personally, but still really relatable. She asked me about my kiddo, whose picture is on my station, and then at the end gave me a 50% tip saying do something fun with kiddo when you get the chance. She totally came in and sucked the wind right out of the sails of my hatred for her. Deleted. What an awesome start to your day. I hope you pay it forward. Rest assured, dear Redditor, I spent the rest of my day trying to spread the kindness to make up for my bad morning, and will continue smile. Although you didn't know it, when we allow others to do something kind for us, we often forget how much doing that act of kindness made them feel extremely positive themselves. By allowing others to give these kind gestures, we are allowing them to feel amazing things. I enjoyed reading your experience, thanks for sharing. Today I fucked up by showing my friend nude pictures of his sister. This happened almost 4 years ago, but today, it made me think about it. Backstory: I met this amazing girl at a party that some friends of mine were throwing. It was a themed party, prep boy and school girls, and she was as kind as she was sexy. We exchanged numbers and proceeded to texting and talking on the phone and went out on a few dates. Well, just like most relationships, I assume, she sent me a few sexy pictures of herself. Well, one day, my buddy asks me about the girl I am dating. I tell him about her and he asks about her body. I show him a picture she took of herself laying out by the pool, neck down. He grabs my phone and starts swiping. Before I can stop him, he freaks out yelling that is my fucking sister. I then realize the picture he was looking at was one I took of her fully nude. After that, he was not too happy about it, or me dating his sister. But this story has a happy ending. The reason I am posting this today, is because this is the 1-year anniversary of the day I married that wonderful woman, and that buddy was one of my groomsmen. And before anyone asks, no, she has no clue her brother saw a picture of her nude. I think she would be mortified if she did. TL, Doctor, was dating a girl who turned out to be my buddy's sister, showed him a nude photo of her and he freaked out. Edit: since people are freaking out thinking I showed a nude picture on purpose, let me clarify. I showed my friend a picture of her in a bikini neck down that she took laying out by a pool. She posted said picture on Instagram as well as sent it to me. I did not willingly violate her trust by showing him a nude picture of her. Apologies if my wording was off. Edit 2, thank you for the gold and silver, you guys are awesome. Also, since everyone asks how I didn't know she was my buddy's sister, she and him have a common last name like Smith. And I did not know his sister's name. When I told him I was dating a girl named Jill, not her name, he didn't immediately think, oh hey, is that my sister, because it is a common name. And as for my wife, we had been dating for a little over a month. When she said she had a brother, I didn't go, oh what's his name, where does he work, what's his astrological sign? Because I wanted to know her first, know her likes and hobbies. I guess I could have dove more into questions about her family, but we weren't at the point of meeting each other's parents yet. Hope this helps with those questions. If it does not, sorry. Again, thank you for all the kind words and happy anniversary comments. You people are amazing. Congrats. And this is why you don't just start swiping through pictures on people's phones. Right? I misread the title as showing nude pictures of your own sister, and oh boy did I have some questions. Show your friend the photo again for true celebration. I think the next picture he will get will be a sonogram, if we are blessed with a pregnancy. Bro code: if a bro is showing you a picture on his phone, do not swipe. This isn't just bro code, it's just code. Showing somebody a picture on your phone isn't permission to look at all / their pictures. I had moved into a new apartment and my buddy asked me how I liked the new place, and I told him it was great except for the sex maniac above me who kept me awake banging the headboard half the night every night. His sister lived above me. Today I fucked up by coming into work early to try and impress the boss. I work at a mid-size company with around 30 employees. All the employees start at 7 AM with the exception of the owner/boss and myself, who prefer to start at 6. I have a project coming to a close and promised to have it ready for next Monday. I thought it was a good idea to come in a few hours early, so 3:30 to get a head start and impress the boss. I show up right at 3:30. I unlocked the door and went to punch in my alarm code. I completely forgot my code. I've entered it thousands of times and I just forgot. The alarm started going off and simultaneously the phone rang. It was the alarm company calling for my code and I couldn't provide it. They ended up calling the owner's home phone and he rushed over to turn off the alarm, then of course got in an accident with an uninsured driver, had to pay everything out of pocket. I also missed the deadline. TLDR, went in early to impress the boss, set off the alarm, he came in to turn it off and got in an accident on the way, wasn't impressed. Edit 1, I say mid-size as it's mid-size for our industry. Edit 2, I don't know all the ins and outs about my boss's insurance and his accident. Didn't really feel like pressing him for details. My impression is the damage was less than his deductible. This is why I aim for mediocrity. Being an overachiever is too risky. 3:30 in the morning is still nighttime as far as I'm concerned. If the sun ain't up, I ain't up. 3:30 is sometimes by bedtime when I get too into a video game. One time I came into work at 4 AM, couldn't sleep because of the newborn crying. Was not trying to impress the CEO, but got an email a few minutes later from him. Why are you on the network at 4 AM? Told him and he replied, okay, just making sure you're not a Russian hacker. I worked at an aerospace company and he is well known in the company to be highly concerned and hands-on about security. Finally, a proper FU that isn't about mild embarrassment from sex. That was an entertaining read, you have my respect and sympathy. You start at 6 AM. What kind of monster are you? Deleted.